Professor Layton and Pandora's Box is the second installment in the Professor Layton series. A good majority of the game takes place on a fancy train known as
the Molentelli Express
before reaching its final destination of Folsense. However, before getting to the end of the line, there is a small stop-off in the country village of Dropstone, which happens to be celebrating its 50th anniversary by showing off its local agriculture, food, and artistic creations. Now, I know this sounds very nice, but why am I telling you this? Well, it's because last summer, while I was on holiday, I actually went to the real-life version of the Dropstone Village Festival. Okay, so I've lied a little bit. There's a few differences between Dropstone's 50th anniversary and what I went to, the Royal Cornwall Agricultural Show. More commonly referred to as the Royal Cornwall Show, it is a 3-day event displaying farming, food, music and a lot more from across the entire county of Cornwall. The show has been running almost every year since 1827, only being cancelled due to both World Wars and COVID-19. The location of the show alternated around different towns in Cornwall right up until 1960, where it has been held at Weybridge in the north of the county ever since. While the histories of both of the festivals differ, they also have a lot of similarities. This obviously comes across in the celebration of farming livestock. In the game, there is the infamous cattle competition, and that too was present at the Royal Cornwall Show, as well as other competitions for all sorts of different farm animals. Unfortunately, I completely missed all of these competitions as I was too busy looking at other things, but I did at least get to see some horses and sheep later on. Other similarities that were there were the many stalls they had in both terms of food and arts and craft. The overwhelming amount of people present at the show, and I kid you not, a benchy bench. A few other things at the Royal Cornwall Show that weren't necessarily included in Dropstone's 50th anniversary celebration was live music, blatant copyright infringement, the military, and the famous Transformer Bumblebee. Weird things aside, I also want to draw your attention to one more very small similarity between Dropstone and the town of Weybridge itself. As I mentioned at the start of this video, the majority of Professor Layton and Pandora's Box takes place on a train, and, as it turns out, up until 1967, Weybridge did have an active commercial train line. So, for 7 years, it was possible to take a train to Weybridge train station and go to the Royal Cornwall Show, just as Layton and Luke got on a train and went to Dropstone's 50th anniversary celebration. This does lead me to wonder if the developers at Level 5 may have taken inspiration from the Royal Cornwall Show, especially as Cornwall is mentioned by name in the following game, Professor Layton and the Lost Future. However, this is mere speculation, as there are many celebrations, festivals and shows that take place across the UK. Plus, I'm unaware if Cornwall is even mentioned in the original Japanese version of Lost Future, and could have possibly just been put in by the localization team. Despite the unknown origin of Dropstone's real-life inspiration, I still think it's really cool to see a somewhat niche aspect of British culture represented in a video game in such an endearing and authentic way. Plus, I really enjoyed my time just walking around the Royal Cornwall Show and experiencing it, as it was my first time ever being at an event like that. Overall, I hope you enjoyed the video as much as I enjoyed going to the show and doing a bit more research about it, and hopefully you learned something as well. If you want to see more videos like this from me, I'm more than happy to make them. Just let me know by leaving a comment or simply by liking the video, and maybe while you're down there you might want to have a hit of the subscribe button as well. But other than that, I want to thank you guys very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video when I post it in like 6 months time probably. Bye bye. Oh dear.